is Saturday, April the 5th, and I am kid free. Okay, let's start there. I am kid free, okay? The fact that I have 2 kids and I'm kid free on a weekend and the weather is nice. Top tier. Kinsley is in New York with her dad and his family, and then Kennedy, the baby, is in North Carolina with Brandon's family. So yes, we are kid free this weekend. Yeah, so today I'm gonna be doing a little labor and delivery story time type of thing. If it happens to go really fast, the story, I may do a little whisper ramble at the end, but we'll kind of just play it by ear. I'm thinking about recording a couple videos today because it is currently 11:30, and I'm up and I got up and dressed 10 o'clock this morning. I was ready to be outside, but Brandon was like, oh, I didn't think we were going out until about 12 or 1. I just wanted to play the game. So I was just fine. But that's good. I'm glad he said that because that means that gives me time to record. That should have been my mindset from the beginning, get free record, but I was trying to be outside, but that's okay. It all works out. So that gave me time to record. So again, it's 11:30. He's not gonna be ready till about an hour from now. So I should be able to do this and another video. I'm gonna try to do 2. Sorry. I did take 1 shot, guys, of tequila. I may take another one for you guys, but that one already got me a little, because y'all know I'm a dark girl, but Brandon was actually he was gonna drink, and he never really drinks. So I was like, oh, what you want? And he said tequila. Y'all know I'm a dark girl. Tequila is not dark. But yeah, I took one before I started recording. I'm gonna try to take another one for y'all, but I'm already feeling this one. Okay, let's get into the story time. Okay, so I ended up having to schedule not having to, but they ended up giving me the option to schedule a C-section, and I agreed because I didn't want to be pregnant no longer than I had to be. Okay, I was ready to go ahead and meet my baby. I was over the pregnant. I was just tired. Okay, I was tired of it. So they gave me they let me decide what OBGYN I wanted to go with, because at my OBGYN office there's 12 doctors, give or take. So it was is there a certain doctor you want to have the C-section with? So I had told them that I gave them 2 doctors. One of them being the black doctor. Shout out Dr. Dr. Butts. Shout out Dr. Butts. But yeah, I was I want either her or another lady. So they gave me the dates and the times or whatever, and I ended up going with the black doctor, Dr. Butts, for March the 12th at 11 a.m. for the C-section. Okay, y'all follow me? So they told me when I scheduled that I could not eat. I think it's 8 hours prior to. And guys, if you see me looking down, I'm looking down at my notes because I got everything written out so I don't forget anything. But I think it was 8 hours prior to surgery you cannot eat. So if my C-section was scheduled for 11, I had to be at the hospital at 9, and then I had to not eat 8 hours before. So I could not eat anything after 3 a.m. So my last meal was actually I wanted to cook. I made steak, mashed potatoes, and broccolini. But guys, with the steak, I made a chimichurri sauce, homemade. I made me a little chimichurri sauce to go over my steak. I did my mashed potatoes from scratch. Was that my first time? Yes, that was that? I can't remember if it was that time or the time before. I recently made mashed potatoes from scratch for the first time. And I'll never go back to I love me some Bob Evans, okay? I do love Bob Evans, but it was just such an experience to make your own mashed potatoes. And it's crazy, guys. I know I have a culinary degree. I have my associate degree in culinary arts, but I never really made mashed potatoes at home from scratch. I would always get the Bob Evans or the what is the other box? Pretty much box potatoes, okay? But yes, anyways, okay. So that was the meal that me and Brayden had the night before. And then I didn't eat anything, of course, after 3 a.m. Okay, so it is 7 a.m. March 12th. I am up. I am ready to go ahead and get dressed and head to the hospital so I can be there by 9. The hospital is 25 minutes away from my house or whatever. So I'm okay, I'm timing everything out. I get up at 7 o'clock and walk in the room because I had slept on the couch tonight because I could not get comfortable in my bed. So I actually had slept in the living room on the couch the night before. 7 a.m. my alarm goes off even though I wasn't asleep because the sleep was terrible towards the end of the pregnancy, of course. moms, you know. I walk in the room at 7 a.m. Brandon is playing the game. So I try to stay calm. Like, nigga, we about to have a baby, and you think about the game. You think about the game right now. I'm about to go under the knife. But yeah, anyways, we get dressed, we get out of here, we make it to the hospital. So we go to the labor and delivery section of the hospital, whatever. We check in. Of course, they told me to go in the room, get undressed. So the room that we started in was actually the recovery room, which will make sense in a couple minutes here. So went into the room, switched into my gown and my socks, and like just got in the bed and waited for the nurse to come in. The nurses came in, they got me all hooked up to the IVs and everything, and then they had told me days prior that I can either shave before I come or they'll shave me when I get there. So I'm like, y'all can shave me because I can't sit in there anyway. And I could have just asked Brandon to do it, but I'm like, no. Insurance, I'm paying for all this. Well, I got Medicaid, so I ain't paying, but you know, the state paying. So I'm like, no, y'all gonna do everything. So they came in, helped me with my IVs, shaved me down there, and then I was just chilling. So it was getting closer and closer to 11 a.m., which is my time to get taken back to the OR. They ended up coming in and saying, and they warned me, they say, like, if anything comes up, you know, any emergencies, or like a mom walks in and she's like giving birth at that moment type of thing, that then my scheduled C-section may be like held off for like a couple hours for them to take care of that person that comes in. So literally, y'all, they told me that days prior, the day that I'm in the hospital, like when I'm getting like hooked up, talk to the nurse and everything, I'm asking like, hey, is everything good? Like, are we on a schedule? Because, you know, they warned me that if anything happens, like mine can be postponed for a couple hours, and at that time everything was good. Turns out I actually jinxed myself. I freaking jinxed myself. Let me tell you a secret. Let me tell you guys a secret. Let me tell you what ended up happening. So it's getting closer to my time, right? I'm sorry, I'm trying to see if I put the time stamp in my notes. I don't know, but at this point it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock, and they're like, so this is the secret. They were like, oh my gosh, we just had a mom come in and the baby's heart rate is like kind of unstable, so we're trying to monitor her to see if we need to go ahead and take her back before you. I'm like, oh my gosh, I jinxed myself, because when I asked that question an hour ago, it was all good, everything was good. But you know, I was understanding. I was frustrated, but I was understanding, because like my baby is doing fine. I'm hooked up to my heart monitor things, my NSD test, my non-stress test. Kennedy heart rate was fine. So I'm like, yes, like, if it is to handle that, mom, please do that. Now I did feel bad because I meant to say this in the beginning. Y'all, my C-section, like I said, was scheduled at 11. And then I knew I had to be in the recovery room for 2 hours before I got moved to the mother baby room. So I'm telling my family, my mom and them, like, hey, C-section is 11. If everything goes well, I had to be in the recovery room. So I'm like, I'm thinking, okay, C-section from 11 to 12, give them an hour to get her out or whatever, and stitch me back up. So then that's we're already at 12 at that point. That's an hour. And then 2 hours in recovery room would give us to 2 p.m. So I'm telling them, like, hey, I wouldn't get there no earlier than 2 p.m. Why was my family there at 11 with me? Like, I mean, I was already there at 9, but by 11 o'clock, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my aunt, my sister, and Kinsley was all in the waiting room. I'm like, y'all, you're not gonna be able to see us for at least 3 hours. Like, what are y'all doing? 3-4 hours. But yeah. Anyways, so back to the story. So I'm trying to think. Oh, so at one point the anesthesiologist came in the room and he's giving me the rundown of like what's gonna happen, what it's gonna look like. So with my first pregnancy, I went in for an induction, which is different. I went in for an induction with the plan to have a vaginal, but I ended up getting a C-section because Kinsley's heart rate kept dropping. So at that point, I had already got an epidural, which numbed me because I thought I was going to be doing a vaginal. But this time, when you go in for a scheduled C-section, they give you a spinal tap, right? So the anesthesiologist is talking to me about the spinal tap, what that's going to look like, feel like, yada, yada, yada. I have to be really still, of course. But like, for real, guys, in that baby like a day before you have the baby. With a scheduled C-section, it's like, no, you're going in, you're getting good, the baby's coming out. Like, it's like so much different from an induction. Okay, but yeah. So y'all, it ended up being like 1:30 when I got called to the OR. So like it went from 11 a.m. to 1:30. I know, sounds crazy, right? So yeah, they ended up saying like the baby was able to be okay. I'm like, that's the thing that got me. Like, it's 1:30. I'm thinking that y'all didn't like have this lady have her baby something. No, whole time they said the baby was fine. The baby was able to hold off for a couple hours, so they were gonna be taking me back. At this point, it's 1:30. Like I could have been took me back, but whatever. Took me back. Brandon had to stay, of course, in the recovery room until they came and got him. Took me to the OR. Now the spinal tap. Oh my god! Like I was heavily contemplating having like one more child in the future. I'm still like in a couple years. I was thinking about having one more child because I always like saw myself with 3 kids. But that spinal tap was like I didn't like it. So after having one C-section, you are able to have a vaginal after that. They call it a VBAC, vaginal birth after a cesarean. But once you get 2 C-sections, everything after that has to be a C-section. So if I decide to have another child, it will have to be a C-section. Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I did not like. I remember the epidural, and I feel like it was just like a shot in the back. Boom, bam, done. A spinal tap is different. Like she was in my back for a good 3 minutes, and I know 3 minutes is not long, but when somebody is like in your fucking back, oh, it was like, and I'm not scared of needles or anything like that. Like the actual like numbing of it or whatever didn't hurt. Like it was like a pinch, pain a little bit, cool. But it's like I don't know if she was like injecting something into my back. I don't know how it works. I should have asked more questions, but I didn't care at the time. I was just ready for it to be over. But it's like you have to be really still, and they told you to do like this, like roll your shoulders to the front, I guess, so like your spine will be able to like show more. So I'm sitting there like this on the bed, and I have a nurse in front of me, and she's like keeping me still. Like she has like literally her arms on my knees. I mean her hands on my knees. And like the lady is just like, and she was so sweet. She was just like in my back, and I thought you could feel like pressure. It's like a lot of pressure, and it's like she was like, "Do you feel any pain?" And it's like I did feel pain. Like I moved at one point. Oh my god! I'm like, and my fear is, I know they say with epidurals that like some people ended up being like paralyzed like for life after that type of thing, or have back problems after that. So I'm thinking about all these things while trying to stand still while having this pressure in my back. And she was like, does it feel like it's like directly in the middle of your back? And I'm like, it's kind of to the right, it's kind of to the left. It was just a lot. It was just a lot. So like that, almost like that little 3 minutes or so has me like, do I want to do this again? Like I know that sounds so crazy, but it was just the most yucky feeling. But yeah, okay, so I got that, and then I feel like I went numb like immediately. Like I was numb. Like it was crazy, and it's like the feeling of being numb is so weird because it's like I was like trying to like lift my leg and stuff, like, and it's like you just cannot, and it's like your brain is not connecting to your body, and it's just like a weird thing. But anyways, eventually Brandon was able to come in and join me, and like I'm just like once he got there, it was like a sense of relief. Like I felt so relieved when he finally joined me. So I'm just like holding his hand, like rubbing his hand, like I know it was like, girl, you trying to rub my skin off. I'm just like rubbing his hand and stuff. And then sorry, I'm trying to make sure I look at my notes too. But yeah, and being there just kept me sane, got me comfortable. So I'm just like rubbing his hand and stuff. And then it's like there would be moments where I felt lightheaded, and I would tell like the lady was like watching my vitals and stuff, like, hey ma'am, I'm like feeling lightheaded, and she would do something and I would feel better. I don't know what was going on, but they had music playing and stuff, so it was like a good experience. Like the actual C-section, like they had music playing. They were kind of telling me what was going on as they were doing everything. And then like what made me feel real comfortable was it was so many people in that room, y'all. Like so many, I think it had to be at least like 8 people in that room. But like what actually made me comfortable was like they were talking about like life, like their lives. Like I don't really remember what, but like, oh yeah, like last night for dinner we had so and so, and it's like it kept me calm because like they were so calm, like just having like normal conversations. And I don't know if they do that on purpose or what, but I like that because like if it would have been too much focus on me, it would have been like uncomfortable, or I would have been like nervous, like is something going wrong? Is everything okay? Did you guys cut me somewhere you shouldn't have cut me? So it's like I like that they were having like casual conversation, if that makes sense. So yeah, they just chatting it up. I think the whole thing took maybe, because like I said, I went back there at 1:30, but then I had to get the spinal tap and everything. Kennedy ended up coming out at 2:31, so about an hour from when I got pulled back there. But you gotta include the time I got the spinal tap and the time they numbed me and then Brandon coming in. So I think the actual like them cutting me and getting her out was maybe 30 minutes to 45 minutes, somewhere around there, if I can guess. But like they were telling me through, and it was some code word. Oh my god, what was the word? Did I write it down? I did not write it down. But they told me that like it was like when the doctor says, what was the word? I think it was something so simple, like uterus, something like that. When you hear the doctor say that word, that means she's about to come out. So I'm just like waiting for her to say that word, and she said it. And like the nurse had already told us, like she already had took my phone. It was like, I'll take pictures. So y'all, she's taking pictures as the baby is coming out, and I low-key want to make one of the pictures the thumbnail, but I don't want to freak anybody out. But like when I say that nurse or doctor, I don't know what she was, she did an amazing job getting pictures. Like you see everything. You see, like as soon as her head comes from my stomach, and you see, like you just see her body like coming out. Like each picture is like more of her body coming out of my stomach. It was the coolest thing ever. Like stuff like that doesn't freak me out. But yeah, so like she did good getting pictures or whatever. So when they came out, they did put her on my chest or whatever. I got to see her, and then they took her, of course, like right beside me. I could still see her. They took her right beside me. They weighed her and everything. Brandon was over there with her. But like at one point, I think I started to feel lightheaded again, or something happened, and I just like didn't feel like myself for a quick moment. And I was like, Brandon, can you come back on my hand? And he like came back and was on my hand, but like still looking at Kennedy. And then like once they kind of got her like semi cleaned up, they brought her back to me because they said I can hold her until, so like 15 minutes before they were finished cutting me up, they told me that Kennedy and Brandon would go to the like nursery and get like more evaluations done or whatever. So they told me that I can hold her like while they're like doing it until they're almost done. And it's like I did hold her for a while, but it's like you gotta think about it, like my arms and my hands weren't numb, but like my lower half is numb. I'm like laid back, like on my back, like head not even like inclined, and like I'm pretty much like on my back, like trying to hold a baby like that is uncomfortable. So I did hold her for a while, and I was like, okay, like I didn't want to sound rude. I was like, okay, you guys can take her back. Like I wasn't comfortable. I didn't want to drop her. So they ended up taking her back, whatever, and then Brandon and Kennedy left or whatever, and then they finished stitching me all up. I'm still numb, but like I'm good. Like I'm feeling like relief. Like I did this. It's over. She's here. She's healthy. So then I actually got pulled back to the recovery room, and Kennedy and Brandon wasn't even in there yet. So I'm just in there just like la 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 la. They come in like maybe 10 minutes later. And then yeah, so that was that. So yeah, in the recovery room, like I said, I had to stay there for 2 hours before I can go to the mother baby room where visitors could see me. And like even that was a process because like, oh excuse me guys, they had told me that I lost like a liter of blood, and I'm already anemic, and it was just like they told me I lost like a liter of blood during my C-section. So they were like, and then they said like my my temperature, my levels were low. I didn't feel cold at all actually, but like, at one point this lady had like put like, never seen this before, she had put like a towel around my head, and then she put like this thing under my blanket, and it was like a heater like on the floor beside my bed, but it was like pumping heat under my blanket. It felt good, but yeah, so I had to get my temperature back up and all this stuff, but I was able to finally get all situated. So at this point, I think my kids was born at 2:30. I had to be in the recovery room for 2 hours. I probably didn't get to the recovery room till about 3 o'clock or so after they were done stitching Long story short, my family didn't get to my room until like 6. So they had been there since 11 a.m. It wasn't until about 6 where they were able to come in my room. So that was a beautiful moment. Kinsley was able to meet her sister for the first time. Yeah, it was beautiful. My mom got to meet it. Like I said, my mom and my dad were there, and then my grandma and my aunt. My sister was there, but she had got sick because of like nothing related to nothing. She wasn't feeling well, so she ended up going home. So she didn't get to see us until the next day. But yeah, after she was born, like my family came. They stayed not long, literally like 30 minutes after that they were there. And it's good because like I was tired. I really didn't like want like not saying I didn't want visitors, but like it was good. They was there long enough, okay? But yeah, like I didn't get much sleep at all. Like honestly, the last like 3 weeks I would say my pregnancy I didn't get good sleep, and then like while I was in the hospital I didn't really sleep much either. Yeah, nurse smoking, I can smell it. Yeah, I didn't really get much sleep at all either. In the hospital. It's like I just couldn't sleep. I don't know, I think it's just like a thing. Like I'm just like looking at her, and like there was at one point they took her to the nursery though, and I got like 2 or 3 consecutive hours of sleep. Oh my god, it was the most beautiful thing, mind you. They had prescribed me pretty much oxycodone, so I took that, and then I took her to that nursery. Boy, I got the best like 2-3 hours of sleep of my life. Okay. But yes, like I had the most amazing nurses. But like the very last one I had, she was the night nurse. You know, nurses work 12 hours. She was the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. nurse. Her name was doctor. She wasn't a doctor. Her name was Nurse Warts. Shout out to you, girl. She was amazing. Like she literally felt like a mother. Like I call her Mama. What was her first name? Valerie. I call her Mama Valerie. She was literally amazing. She took such good care of me. She was like, it was just different. So I ended up having Brandon actually go out and get her a card, and like I wanted to give her a gift card, like an Amazon gift card, and put in it, but Brandon put money in it instead. And I'm like, that's just weird. Like I feel like a Visa. Oh, that's what I want. I say Amazon. I meant Visa. A Visa gift card, but he ended up putting cash in it or whatever, which is still fine. But gave her the card, and she was just like so emotional. And at first she was like, no, like I can't take the money. Like you guys just had a baby. You're gonna need this money. You guys gotta get formula. You gotta get this. And I'm like, no, like please just take it. So like literally she took it, but like a couple hours back she came back and she was like, I know what you said, but I'm sorry, I just cannot take this from you guys. Like I just can't do it. The card is more than enough. I keep my cards. The words that you put in the card mean more to me than the money, and like I just can't take the money. I'm like, okay. She was like, but what you can do is they have this thing called a Daisy Award, which they have that at my job too. But a Daisy Award is pretty much like a award you can give to like, I guess like I think it could be doctors and nurses or anybody that works like in the medical field. And it's like just an award about them being awesome, pretty much. So she was like, if you could just like submit my name for like a Daisy Award, that would be like that would mean the world to me, because I haven't gotten one. She said they've been doing it for like 3 years and I've never gotten one. And in my mind I'm like, how have you not gotten one? Like you are amazing, like 10 out of 10. So I did that for her instead, and she gave us the money back, which was fine. But yeah, like it was great. And then the next day, I did have family come back and visit me. My parents came back. My sister was finally able to meet her. Kiara, you know Kiara, who was actually the godmother. She came and she brought me flowers, and it was just like, it was a beautiful experience nonetheless. Now I will say with Kinsley, like I didn't want to leave the hospital. Like I stayed like 3 nights. With Kinsley, I could have left one night too, but like I wanted to stay an extra night, so I left one night 3 with Kinsley. With Kennedy, night 2 I was ready. Like I was ready to get home, but I still wasn't enjoying my time at the doctor, like at the hospital, but I was ready to get home, I guess you can say. So Brandon's mom and sister, they came the night, I forgot to mention, they came the night I had the baby too. They actually got there, and like the thing is with the visiting hours for like the nursery or the mother baby unit, it's 24 hours, so you can come at any time, which is amazing. So like Brandon's mom and sister didn't get there until like 11 o'clock then. Well, no, I'm exaggerating, it wasn't 11. It was maybe like 10, not like 10 o'clock. They got there the night I actually had the baby. same sister came back, and they helped us like get ready, like clean the room and everything. Sorry, y'all be having like a squirrel brain. And then like she was like, you know, what do you guys want to eat? Like, I'm gonna go get you something to eat. I'll meet you at the house with the food. So like I couldn't think of it, so I just said Chinese. So like they got us some Chinese and met us at the house, and we've been home since, and it's been beautiful. It's been great. But like I said, this weekend we are outside because the baby is with the grandmother, and Kinsley is with her dad. What was I about to say? Oh, of course, baby is 3 weeks. She'll be 4 weeks next week, which is crazy. Time is flying. Time is flying. But yes, 3 weeks postpartum. Looking good. Looking good. Looking great. But yes, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up so I can go ahead and record another video for you guys. It's probably gonna be like a Reddit video of some sort. We'll see. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. I know I always forget in my intro to say, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like, comment any suggestions you have down below. And yes, I love you guys. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I pray that you have an amazing day and an amazing weekend. Get out and enjoy this weather if it's warm where you